Take a look at these pictures. Do they make you feel anything? Do they look oddly familiar, like maybe you've been here before in a distant memory, or perhaps in your dreams? Dreamcore images tend to do exactly that. They create sort of a timelessness and ambiguity, like capturing a distinct memory from some corner of your childhood, while also carrying the childlike wonder like you're seeing the world for the very first time. Again, trying to define Dreamcore is pretty difficult, but taking the description from the Urban Dictionary describes it in a way that I think most people can understand. Dreamcore, also known as a subcategory in Weirdcore, is an aesthetic that is based around bizarre imagery and objects. It heavily relies on nostalgic things or places you feel you may have seen in the past. A large part of this aesthetic is based around liminal spaces and the unnerving feelings that come with them. They can be disturbing, off-putting, or confusing to the viewer. Cursed images may be similar, but do not get them confused. Some Dreamcore isn't always unnerving. Sometimes it could be a feeling similar to what you feel in your dreams. That includes the different categories that people feel in their dreams as well, like warmth, nostalgia, loneliness, comfort, or grayness. Dreamcore always ends up giving me this odd feeling in my body, like maybe I'm missing or forgetting something. Maybe I've seen this before? Is it comforting? Is it not? Am I lonely? Why is it so unnerving? It's not always the same. If you were to search for Dreamcore online, you would come across a few reoccurring themes. Those being bright colors, dark spots, random black squares that cover up parts of the image that you supposedly aren't allowed to see, and eyes. Lots of eyes. As mentioned in the Urban Dictionary, Dreamcore is a subcategory of Weirdcore, but the main difference being where Dreamcore focuses on nostalgia and past memories, Weirdcore is more just strange, unnerving, low-quality photos that are kind of just weird in general, hence the name. I feel like something worth pointing out is what we mean when we say Dreamcore is nostalgic. Obviously, nostalgia is different depending on who you ask. Somebody who grew up in a time before color television might see an old black and white CRT TV and feel nostalgic, while someone who grew up a bit more recently might see it as nothing more than an old relic of the past and nothing to really be fond over. When we talk about Dreamcore being nostalgic, it's most likely nostalgic for anyone who grew up in the 90s or early 2000s, since a lot of the aesthetic comes from things like old play areas, early computer imagery, and just things that were generally popular for the time period. As redundant as it is to say, I love Dreamcore's, dreamlike qualities. When I'm scrolling through these photos, it makes me feel like I'm looking at a bunch of reels of just all these dreams that I've had as a kid. The sort of calm yet strange feeling they invoke is almost impossible to describe. Have you ever been outside when the sun was shining, but the sky was still overcast and gray? Or how about being at a park or a playground in the middle of the day with absolutely no one else around? It's these simple things that really make the feeling what it is. It's these everyday sights and places we visit that become really unfamiliar when we take them out of their usual context. When you see gray skies, you don't expect the sun to be shining and casting hard shadows on the ground. When you're at a park or a playground, you expect to see kids playing or people just in general, because after all, that's literally what they're designed for. One of my favorite kinds of Dreamcore images are those where you just see nothing but the sky, an empty sky, just outside of windows or doors from a single room or building that you're in. It creates a feeling that this room is either in a building that is suspended high off the ground, or it is just a standalone box that you're in, just a single room inside an empty, infinite skybox. Personally, these kinds of photos make me think of games I played as a kid. More specifically, the Spyro the Dragon series. In case you've never heard of it or haven't heard of the reboot of the Trilogy series, Spyro the Dragon is a game where you play as a purple dragon named Spyro. You go through various worlds, collecting things, completing tasks. You travel between worlds through portals, and you eventually build up to the final boss fight. One of the most visually interesting things about these games are the vast selection of skyboxes that each level has. No two skyboxes are the same, and they do a great job at capturing the essence and overall feel of each distinct level. Each of these levels is like those Dreamcore images in a sense that you're confined to a relatively small area, and outside of that is just the sky that extends into infinity. And for this reason, these Dreamcore images resonate with me personally on a much more deeper level, because they have that distant childhood memory of me playing these Spyro games as a kid, and they carry this sort of wonder and excitement of exploring essentially an alternate reality. For my younger audience, some of you might be able to relate a little bit better if you imagine the first time you ever played Skyblock in Minecraft. You spawn in what is essentially a world of infinite sky with a small island of grass, one tree, and a chest with a few starter items. And that's all you have to survive. I don't know how many of you have played Skyblock and actually let yourself really be immersed into the game, but I've been playing it recently over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/AltaReeves, by the way. And having that full experience where you're in a completely different dimension, where the only things that exist are what you can see. No one else is around. Time doesn't mean a thing. And you get to be the creator of your own world. Literally, because you have to build out your sky island and expand on it. There's a specific photo that comes up when searching for Dreamcore images that just hits me like a train every time I see it. It's this image of soft, rolling green hills with a dirt path winding along them that leads up to a moss-covered tower that goes up into a single cloud that seems to reach from the ground up into the sky. And I have stared at this image so many times, trying to figure out why it feels so damn familiar to me. I've tried tracing the origins of the photo, but I cannot figure out where I've seen imagery like this before. But I think that's the point of Dreamcore. To unlock stowed away memories that you haven't touched on in years. When I look at this image, I picture myself standing on that dirt road, the green hills surrounding me forever in every direction, and that tower is the only thing I can see. The dirt path I'm standing on extends behind me far past the horizon to where I can't see the end. It's sort of like an afterlife where I don't grow old, time doesn't move, and I'm completely alone. Forever. These feelings that this image invokes in me are equal parts blissful, mysterious, and also unnerving. I don't know what's in that tower, or whether it's good or bad, but it's up to me to decide whether or not I want to take the risk to explore the inside of the tower, or if I want to turn the other way and walk along the dirt path that has no end. These feelings apply to most Dreamcore liminal spaces and just kind of alternate realities in general. It's the ambiguity of what I'm looking at and whether I want to stay where I am or explore further. I realize this video is kind of all over the place and I really try to keep it consistent, but trying to describe such an abstract feeling is quite difficult. What do you think about Dreamcore? Do these images make you feel anything? Did you not feel anything at all? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to check out the community Discord. There's a newly added Dreamcore channel specifically from this video. So come drop in, share your favorite Dreamcore and Weirdcore images, and maybe even show off some original artwork. With that being said, hopefully you guys found this video interesting. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one. Take care.